The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack is an old Cartoon Network show that aired in the 2010s. Personally, I always felt like this show was a little bit of a Spongebob ripoff with the whole nautical nonsense thing, but I've actually come to appreciate the show a little bit better now that I'm older. I'm Whitney Van Laningham, and these are the best Easter eggs and jokes in Flapjack. Number 16. When a group of ultra-terrifying barbers steal Flapjack and Knuckles' treasure map, things go from singing quartet to Sweeney Todd very quickly. But as it turns out, barbers are illiterate, and all they want to do is get rid of everyone's split ends.
Barbers don't know how to read.
That's when a very relieved Knuckles says this.
I thought you was gonna kill us. You got a place where I can swab my poop deck?
Listen, everybody's pooped their pants a few times. No judgment. But maybe you should take up your toilet paper concerns with the Charmin Bears instead of some hairdressers and a child.
Oh no, he did not.
Number 15. Okay, to be fair, this definitely wouldn't be out of place in a fish market. But it is a little gross when you think about how the title of this episode is Love Bugs.
Crabs! I got crabs! I got crabs! I got crabs!
Crabs, also known as pubic lice, should be nowhere near a kid's show. But like, if anyone on this show has crabs, it is definitely that guy. Number 14. This is a cute little Easter egg! Remember when Captain Knuckles says this in this episode?
Har har Thursday!
Does that sound familiar? Har Har Thursdays was a time block on Cartoon Network that featured new episodes of shows like Foster's, Chowder, and of course, Flapjack. Number 13. Word to the wise, kids. Never trust a street magician. Even if he's on an island, not a street. And even if he's a genie, not a magician. The mechanical genie is basically like a messed up Zoltar, and if Flapjack can't win his game, he and Captain Knuckles will be forced to spend the rest of their lives waiting on him hand and foot. Of course, they lose, so their first instruction as the genie's indentured servants is this.
Now, go fetch me some fresh lubricant.
Gross! Number 12. Even in context, this one doesn't make sense. There's a whole thing in the episode where Flapjack is peeping on people, then Bubby is peeping, then Flapjack catches Bubby peeping, and they both vow to never peep again. But then, Flapjack catches Bubby peeping again, and somehow all of that leads to this conversation.
These peoples are my friends.
That's crazy. A hoe can't be your friend.
There's all kinds of friends, boy.
I've been doing dirty jokes a long time, you guys, and never have I ever heard anyone say that a hole can be your friend while taking a swig of breakfast topping. That's not maple syrup, it's whiskey. Cartoon Network lied to you. Number 11. Like in many shows geared towards a younger audience, Flapjack's writers use an addiction to candy to substitute for actual adult substances. There are plenty of examples of Captain Knuckles being strung out on candy. But this one really stood out to me as a reference to a certain plant.
I'm never gonna get you your medicinal candy.
Candy? You have candy?
Remember, guys, if you're gonna eat medicinal candy, make sure you wait at least 45 minutes before eating a second piece. Otherwise, you'll be on the moon.
Quick! Eat your second piece before it's too late! Hooray! Your sickness is cured!
Sure.
Number 10. Before anything happens in this episode, we come across the most concerning hybrid business I've ever seen. Surgery and haircuts. What? This isn't like a KFC Taco Bell. Did this guy even go to medical school? Or did he graduate cosmetology school and figure, close enough? Anyway, back to the show thing. When Captain Knuckles and Flapjack are trying to extract 2 pieces of candy from what looks like a Sparklets bottle, the captain can't quite reach them. So, naturally, like any grown man in a totally appropriate relationship with a minor would say, Knuckles says this.
Strip down to your unders and grease up.
That's 100% the beginning of an episode of Law & Order SVU. I'm also pretty weirded out when Flapjack says this.
All greased up and ready to enter.
Okay, say I have a dirty mind all you want, but if it wasn't meant to sound bad, Why didn't they use literally any other word besides enter? They could have said, all greased up and ready to dive in, or all greased up and ready to get that candy. Instead, they made it sound like he's about to give him his heat-seeking moisture missile. Gross! Number 9, I am the biggest Modest Mouse fan ever, and until now, I had no idea that Isaac Brock provided vocals for the Season 2 musical finale All Hands on Deck.
I'm headed for a land that's far away, where adventure waits on dry land. So come with me, we'll go and see a place called Candy Island.
I backed my raft into a whale the other day. Well, she just swam off, sometimes laughs, okay? Man, I heckin' love Modest Mouse! I had no idea that this was one of the lead singer's favorite shows.
Misadventures of
Flapjack! Number 8. This episode opens up with Flapjack and Knuckles running away from the dock hag, who's apparently giving out tickets right and left. When she finally catches up to them, this is an explanation she gives them for why she's been so ticket happy lately.
Why are you doing this to my poor old kitten?
It's that time of the month!
Last time I checked, this show wasn't called Are You There, God? It's Me, Dock Hag, but whatever.
No whining!
Number 7. The lady in this episode has clearly been living with apes for a very long time. Long enough to get lonely, if you know what I mean.
For that, you get one kiss. He's being grumpy.
And that, kids, is what we call going bananas. You can say it's innocent all you want, but all I know is she's a woman with womanly needs, living in the jungle alone, and that chimpanzee wants nothing to do with her kisses. Weird.
Flapjack, I don't like this woman.
Because she, likes animals?
Number 6. First of all, given that whole drug candy metaphor, I wouldn't call Knuckles' candy addiction a hilarious problem like the title of this episode suggests. Second of all, this entire scene is just a big metaphor for alcoholism.
You can't just go eating a bunch of candy like me, just like that. I've been eating candy for a lot more years than you, Flap. Besides, I'm twice as big as you.
True, Flapjack is kind of a lightweight, but he's also a child, so shouldn't he be on a kid's show?
If a boy your size ate this much candy, it'd give him the, candy flu.
Oh, come on.
Number 5. Okay, this is definitely a more subtle joke than the rest of the list, but take a look at the character Willie in the episode Schooled.
Are you sure we're supposed to be this close to 8-Arm Willie?
The map says so.
Captain K might call him 8-Armed Willie, but I'm gonna stick to calling him One-Eyed Willie. Number 4. If you've watched this show at all, it's pretty obvious that Knuckles isn't getting any. That's why he's so cranky all the time. Apparently, Flapjack thinks so too.
Now, Knuckles, you need to get back on the saddle.
Yeah, all right, some horse.
Not like that, child.
Honestly, I feel like Flapjack was right. Boink around a little, see whose beef curtains make you want to sing.
One page, but I didn't. It was never that time. All the. Oh my.
Also, I'm sorry, but there's something really off-putting about the animation in this scene.
Charlie Larimore was smooching with Lily Longbottom, Peter Pippin with Lucy Trunks, and me savoring my first smooch.
Number 3. There comes a time in every man's life where he needs to grow up and learn about the birds and the bees. Or the seahorses and the sea urchins. Or the octopi and the sharks. I don't know what they call it under the sea, but I do know that the conversation is just as awkward as it is on land.
All right, babies are, very special. Ooh. Flapjack, I don't remember where babies come from.
She ends up telling him that he came from seaweed, which is dumb because you're already at the beach. Why not keep it in the beach bird family and say that the pelican dropped him off? Seaweed is way less believable. That's like saying that human beings come from bougainvillea.
So, babies come from seaweed?
Yes, babies come from seaweed.
Number 2. Want to know some hot goss? According to the episode of Parfait Storm, Captain Knuckles and Candy Wife have a hurricane of an affair once a year.
This happens every year. Every year.
Dang, she cheats on Peppermint Larry every single year. That's gotta suck for him. But on the other hand, I guess everyone needs a storm bay.
Say, Flapjack, here's some candy. Now why don't you go play in the wreckage?
Number 1. When Captain Handy comes to reclaim the hand he thinks Knuckles stole from him, Captain K accidentally reveals a little too much about why he's so in love with his hand.
My best hand? The hand I oiled every day? The hand I soiled every day?
Ah, yes. The old oil and soil. Back in my day, we used to call that spanking the monkey, or polishing the snowman, or jerking the gherkin, or chafing the bishop, or punishing the lawyer, or giving Squidward the business. But you can call it whatever you want.
Andrew?
Handy for short.
These are my favorite jokes from the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, but I want to know which ones I missed in the comments. Like and subscribe to NerdWire, click the left of my face for more videos, and I'll be back next week to ruin your childhood.